Okay, hello. I hope you are doing great and having an awesome weekend. I wanted to really quickly talk to you about something that I know sometimes it's really hard to wrap our head around. Sometimes we get thinking too hard about making a post or making some sort of offer for our prospective clients. And we really get, I know I do, I get very distracted sometimes when I start, sorry, I had something on my camera. Um, I get very distracted sometimes because I'll know exactly what it is that I'm wanting to offer someone. And I'm like, okay, this is something great. This is something that can help so many people, and people are going to benefit from this, and it's amazing. And then I start writing out, oh my, like I start writing and I get squirreled. And I'm like, oh, well, over here, this is a great point too. And this is a great point too. And this is awesome. And oh, well, what about this? Well, by that point, then I'm distracted. I've gotten way off course of what I was trying to offer someone. And it's not benefiting anybody. It has not helped one soul when all is said and done because there's too many fingers out there. Like I've had my main goal and then all these things off from it. So I want to kind of give you just a little touch of something that I have figured out how to make, how to keep my squirrels in order a little bit better and how not to get so distracted when I am trying to put things together that I want to do. A lot of times, like my main business is health and wellness. And I love more than anything to help people find health in their overall health, like emotionally. Emotions are my, oh my goodness, that's just where my jive lies. I mean, like, I absolutely love talking about emotions and how that affects every part of your life, whether it's in your eating, in your, even coming down to your spiritual life, into every little aspect of your life. If your emotions are screwed up, then everything else is out of balance. It is crazy. But your gut also plays a factor in how those emotions feel. So everything about your body comes into play, and everything becomes a one thing hinging on something else. And so you have to have balance in all the areas of your life in order to make things happen and work better. So when I start talking about those things, I get really excited, but I can get off course extremely quickly. So I want to, in your business, I want you to be able to not have to get squirrely, and because it loses precious time. I mean, like, you will spend so much time getting off course and getting into so many different areas that you don't need to be in, when really and truly you just need this little narrow path, this one little narrow path that needs to stay your own. So here's 3 tips really quickly of how I have learned to really keep those squirrels in order and to not get way far off course at all. So I asked myself, is this benefiting someone? Who is this benefiting? Is it like, you've got to narrow down exactly who you're talking to. I know you hear this all the time, and for so long I sat and just kind of like, I'm like, I can benefit everybody. I mean, like, with what I do, anybody and everybody needs this. Like, every single person in the world, like, even babies need what I have, you know? I mean, like, you feel like you're really talking to the masses. And when you hear somebody say, narrow down who you're talking to, it really gets hard to think about narrowing that down, especially if you're in a health and wellness type of business. Now, if you're strictly weight loss or pots and pans, I mean, like, yours is already kind of narrowed down. Like, you're going to be talking to people who love to cook if it's pots and pans, and your path is going to be a little bit more narrowed for you. Weight is, I mean, you're talking to someone who's overweight. Like, some paths are just already set for you. You don't have to just like be out there. But at the same time, you also want to have an extremely narrowed playing field, because at the same time, you've got to think about the fact that you're not the only person saying this about weight loss. What is setting you apart? Is what you have to offer something that a lot of people want and a lot of people need. So when you think in those terms, who is it that you're really talking to? Because you've got to, when we talk about the law of compensation, it is based off of your product. What do you have to offer? And how many people need what you have, and the difficulty in replacing you as that person to give this to them. You have to be able to not be replaced. And that's what you've got to really truly look at. You do not want to be replaced. So those three things you've got to really think about. Who was the person you're talking to? What's the product you have to give to that person? Is it something that they really need and want and desire? How are you going to offer it to them? And the difficulty in replacing you. What are you offering them? Because it's all about them. It's all about what's in it for me, not you, but in it for them, to know what it is that you are offering. And you cannot be replaced. You are the only person that can offer what you have. So what are you going to do that's going to set you apart among everybody else? Now that gets very, very difficult when you start thinking about the massive amounts of people who sell different things and who offer different things. What is that special thing? What is your special gift? For a long time, I didn't really feel like I had this special gift, and I felt like, I was not as good at something as these other people were. I would listen to people do videos and think, oh my word, if I could sound like that, or I could say those things, or I could be this person. But I realized one day that there are certain people that are only going to do something that I offer. They're going to resonate with me as a person, and they're going to enjoy listening to what I have to offer. And it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing. That there is a group of people that are just my people. And same thing with you. You've got a group of people that are just your people. You have things to offer to just your people. You don't know who those people are yet. Those people are coming. They're going to get here. But you are going to be narrow. You're going to have your search narrowed down to where you know that you're not going to be able to be replaced. That feels like a huge task. I mean, I believe me, I know I have sat and just been like, oh, who am I talking to? I don't know. But when you figure that out, it's like this little sweet old machine that you kind of go, oh, that's the people I'm talking to. So when I was saying earlier that emotions are my biggest thing, my particular company that I have is very much all about all over the board, complete, huge, massive amounts of chemical-free living and just massive amounts of products. Like, I can't even begin to explain it all. And so I had to find this one particular thing that resonated completely with me. I made a complete list. So this is tip number 2. Number 1 is figure out who you're talking to, and then how are you not going to be replaced by that person. Number 2, or that you're not going to be replaced at all. Like who you're talking to, that those people are going to come to you to talk to you specifically that need your thing. So number 2 is make a list of everything that your product does. All the things. Now, this is a huge tip because this is something that everybody does it. You watch a commercial on television and they tell you this is the perfect toilet paper, this is the softest, and this is going to make your honey not be raw, and like they tell you all of these things, what it does. We know what toilet paper does. We really don't need to know all of these weird statistics about toilet paper. We know what it does. We know what it's for. So we don't need to know all of those things. The same with your product. You don't need to know, your masses do not need to know what your product does necessarily. Because you know that pots and pans, you know that you're going to cook in them. You know that they may be a pot that doesn't have like extra chemicals in it or whatever, like it can cook the very best meat and do it the fastest and the grandest or whatever. But make a list of all of who, like what your product does, but then also who could benefit from your product. Okay, we're going to keep narrowing this down to where you find your particular thing about your product that resonates with you the most. So like even if it is weight loss, if you do something with weight loss, what particular area of the weight loss is it that you really want to hone your search in on? Like what are you really going to get down to? Because it's not about your product necessarily, but it's about the person who is buying your product. You are there to impact and change lives. You are there to change huge amounts of people's lives. And it's not about the pot. It's not about the weight loss product. But how is it going to make that person feel? You have now narrowed your search down from your like down to the particular person that you want and what they're like and the personality they have and all of the things about them. But now you're going to take this product that has lots of different things and different stuff that you do, that it does, and you're going to narrow that down even more into, okay, I've got this person, and this person is between the ages of 35 and 55. They need to lose 20 or 30 pounds or more, whatever. You know, you pick whatever it is that you think they need to do. And then how are you going to talk to them? How are you going to change their life with what you have to offer? It's not necessarily about that product, because in the end, your product is not going to be the thing that really draws them in. It's going to be you. It's going to be how you're sharing this with them and how you're teaching them and how you're guiding them and the coming alongside them and helping them to continue on this journey. Even if it is a bag, it's not about the bag, because the bag is just something you throw stuff in. Like I love 31 bags. I'll buy them all day long. But at the end of the day, it's really not about that bag, because you want them coming back to you. They can go anywhere and buy a 31 bag. You can search up 31 and find a consultant, type your little stuff in there, and voila, there you go. But you want that person coming back to you. What are you going to do to make that person come back to you? So narrow down. Think about all the things that bag does. How does that bag make you feel? How does that pot and pan make your person feel? What are they making in that pot and pan? Who are they making it for? How is it going to be presented to their family? Who are they giving the pot and pan to? How is the emotions around the day that they get this pot and pan? Get down to, like, narrow this down to the little bit of, so far down that you can't go any further. Like, get down to the nitty gritty, because it will make a big, huge difference. Believe me, it makes a huge difference, because there's people wanting that particular area that your narrowed search is on. So that's tip number 2. Number 1, the difficulty in replacing you. Make it difficult to replace you. Number 2, make sure that you narrow this down, and so now you don't want these people to not be able to come back to you. You want them to always come back to you for the guidance and for the help and to get the next thing, because you're impacting a life and influencing someone. You're not just selling them a bag. It's not about the bag. Number 3 is do the golden circle. Think of the golden circle. I love this analogy, and I will link this below this video, because it is, and he explains it so much better than me, but it is the news. When I heard this, it really made such a difference. Why? Who? Anyway. So, this is the golden circle. You don't want to say what it is that you're selling. Your why is your most important part. That is why you do what you do. Who are you talking to, and what are you selling? You want to narrow down your why you do what you do. Your why should be your center focal point. It should be your nucleus. It should be everything that you tell your person. Why do you do what you do? Because they're buying into you. So number 3 is why. Why you do what you do. This is not why. Used to, I heard people all the time, they would say, write out your why, write out your why. And I thought, okay, that does me no good. Like, I can write it all day long, but that's not building my business whatsoever. But nobody ever explained why you're writing your why. Your why is not for you. There again, all of this is not necessarily about you. This is about your person who you're talking to, and you're wanting to bring them to you. So your why is why you even remotely feel like doing anything every single day. You get up. Why do you get up to do your business? Who is it that you're talking to, and what is it that you're offering them? The what is way down the road. The why is the most important part. I do what I do because I want, more than anything, to see people's lives changed. I want to see people's healths improved and see them come through this emotional imbalance that they have. I want them to come through that emotional balance and find peace on the other side that only I can help them provide and get to. I want to be able to see them come through and find the balance that they need in every area of their life. We begin with the emotions, and we work all the way through your body, all the way through every aspect of your body until we get to the other side. It's not about just one little piece. It's not about one little chunk of your emotions. Your emotions are held in so many different parts of your body in so many different ways. So we work through those emotions to get to better health, to get to seeing huge changes in your life. I'm not here to just simply, oh, this one little thing is going to help your emotions and it's going to change everything. I don't sell them just a product. I sell them the whole package, what I can do to help them get to this other side. It's not about me just handing them one little product and say, here, this is going to make all life better. Because it's not. Because there's 50,000 things that need to happen to balance. I don't explain all 50,000 things. I explain one little tiny thing. And then as they grow, they build and they get more and they get more and they grow and they change and life becomes different over time. It's a process. Just like your pot and pan, it's not just one pot and pan that you're going to show them and you're going to give that to them. But how is that pot? Why do you sell that pot? Why? What is that pot doing for this other person? Why are you sharing this with them? Because it comes down to more than just the pot. What are you doing for that person, and how are you going to change their life? If you will narrow these things down and begin to really, what I do is I take a kind of sort of little, kind of like the golden circle, but not. I kind of do like an outline like you would do in school with legs. So like here, you would have your pot or your whatever, and then you'd have legs, and you're going to create content off of your legs. So like you may have pots. That's your main thing. That's what you have to offer. And your pots are amazing. What do your pots do? Are they going to be chemical free? Write that in one of your little legs. Are they good for the environment? Put a leg. If they are the best non-stick whatever another stuff, put that on there. And then you're going to create content off of each one of those legs each day. You're not going to have this big huge thing. You're going to keep revisiting those same things over and over, because the truth is people are not always paying attention every single day to Facebook. or to Instagram or whatever. I mean, you have to throw a lot of stuff out there for there to get to be, for them to be a lot of people seeing your stuff. So you have to create lots and lots of content. So even if if you have 5 or 6 things that you can go back and revisit, do a video on each of those 5 things, do a video on you making something in your pot, or like if it's weight loss, do the same thing with weight loss. Here's my weight loss product. This is what it's called, but here's the benefits. What are each of the benefits that you want to see people's lives changed about? You've got your perfect person that you've already written out about. So what does that person want? What are they wanting out of the weight loss? So then you make the legs. Create those legs and then say, okay, this leg, I'm going to create content on this particular leg about what benefit can my person have from this. They're going to see, yes, you know that they're going to see weight loss. That's the whole point, is weight loss product. But how are they going to get to the weight loss? Don't say, okay, it's got 5,000 different constituents of blah, blah, blah stuff in it that's going to make you lose weight. Don't go there. Don't name off all the 500,000 things. Name off, like say this is, like if you've lost weight on that particular product, tell about how you've lost weight on that product. If other people have lost weight, it doesn't matter that it's not your testimony, but tell them other people's testimonies of things that other people have done. Talk about the benefits of your particular product that you have. What are the things that they're going to see through this weight loss? How are they going to feel? What are they going to be able to do? What kind of clothes are they going to be able to wear? If you have milkshakes or drinks or something like that, mix those drinks up and show, like, do a video of you mixing the drink up and drinking it, and this is what you do with it, and oh my word, I feel amazing, and I'm gonna go take a run now, and take them on the run with you, or whatever, just make it about them and what they're going to get from this, not what it is about you. Make the little legs, but don't make it about all of the things that's in it. Everybody knows that there's stuff in stuff, like you don't need to know all the stuff, but they do want to know how this is going to help them. How is this going to balance out my body? What am I going to feel like? What's my body going to do? How am I going to react to this? Those are the things people want to know, and you can share all of those things with them. So I hope these 3 tips were very helpful for you, and if you want to know more tips, just let me know and I will send some more out to you. But I hope you'll have a great, amazing afternoon, and I will talk to you soon.